Stop! Don't scroll past! Do you think because a man cannot see with his eyes, his brain does not work? Sit down. Let me tell you the true story of Bako, the man who saw tomorrow with his heart, but nobody believed him until fire burned their hands.
Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a beautiful village called Kudi. Kudi village was final. The soil was rich, the yams grew as big as babies, and the river water was cleaner than a mirror. Everybody in Kudi village was happy. Everybody was busy. But in the middle of this noisy village, under a big shading mango tree, one old man always sat quietly. His name was Papa Bako. Papa Bako could not see. For 20 years, he had lived in darkness. He needed a stick to walk, and sometimes small children had to hold his hand to cross the road. Because he was blind, the people of Kudi village thought he was useless. When the young men argued about football or farm work, if Bako spoke, they would laugh. "Please, old man, rest," they would say. "What does a blind man know about what the eyes can see?" But my people, listen well. What the people of Kudi forgot is this: when God closes one door, he opens a window. Papa Bako was blind, but his ears? His ears were sharper than a cat's. He could hear an ant walking on a dry leaf 3 miles away. His nose? He could smell rain 2 days before the clouds even gathered. And his heart, it was full of sense, what people call wisdom. Every day, Bako sat under the mango tree, listening to the wind and the noise of the village. He knew everyone's footsteps. He knew when a person was happy, and he knew when a person was lying, just by how their voice shook. But the village people were too busy with their eyes to use their ears to listen to Bako. And this is where their wahala, their big trouble, started.
One year, the dry season was too long. Everywhere was dry like smoked fish. Dust covered everything. The farmers in Kudi village began to worry. If the rain does not fall, hunger will deal with us, oh. Then, one afternoon, small clouds gathered in the sky. A breeze blew. Pata pata, a little rain began to fall. My brothers and sisters, the whole village started to dance. The rain has come! The rain has come! The chief of the village, Chief Obi, came out with his big belly. He shouted, "Everybody, tomorrow morning, enter the farm, plant the yams, plant the cassava. The gods has blessed us." Everybody ran to sharpen their cutlasses, ready to plant. But Papa Bako, sitting under his mango tree, shook his head slowly. He called a small boy. "Tunde, come here, my son. Help me walk to meet Chief Obi." When Bako reached where Chief Obi was drinking palm wine, Bako spoke gently. "Chief Obi, I greet you. I heard you want the people to plant seeds tomorrow." Chief Obi laughed a big laugh. "Yes, Bako. Did you not hear the raindrops? Our suffering has ended." Bako raised his head, even though he could not see the sky. "Chief, the rain that fell just now is a deceptive rain. It is fake. The breeze still smells hot. The birds have not sung the rain song. If you plant now, the sun will come out hotter tomorrow, and all the seeds will die in the ground. Tell the people to wait for 1 more week." Chief Obi dropped his cup. He was angry. "Look at this man. Bako, you cannot even see your own hand in front of your face, yet you want to teach me about clouds. Please, get out of here. You just want to spoil our happiness because you cannot see the rain." The people around laughed at Bako. "Go and sleep, old man." So, the next day, the whole village planted their seeds. They worked hard, sweat covering their bodies. And what happened? The very next day, the hot sun came out. The sun was not small, oh. It was hotter than fire. The ground dried up instantly. All the seeds they planted, the heat killed them inside the soil. 1 week later, the heavy, proper rain finally fell, just as Bako had said. But it was too late. They had wasted their best seeds. That year, hunger entered Kudi village. Did they learn? No. They said maybe Bako just made a lucky guess.
Time passed. The village recovered a little from the hunger. One market day, a young stranger entered Kudi market. He was a very handsome young man, dressed in expensive clothes, but his eyes were tricky. He stood in the middle of the market and shouted, "People of Kudi, come and buy. I bring special miracle soap from a faraway land. If you bathe with this soap, you will get money, you will get a beautiful wife, and you will get long life. One piece is only 500 naira." Ha! The people rushed him. Everybody wants money and long life. They began to bring out their hard-earned money to pay the stranger. Papa Bako was sitting in his corner of the market, selling small brooms he made with his hands. He heard the stranger's voice. The voice was too sweet. It was too slippery. Bako's ear picked up something inside that voice. It sounded like deceit. It sounded like a lie. Bako stood up and tapped his stick on the ground. "My people, wait-ho, don't buy!" The market went quiet. Everybody looked at Bako. Bako pointed his stick to where the young man stood. "This stranger, his voice is not pure. He is lying. I can smell the soap from here. It is not miracle soap. It is just ordinary black soap mixed with sand. He wants to steal your money." The young stranger, being a sharp guy, quickly shouted, "Don't mind the blind fool. He is jealous because he cannot see how beautiful the soap is. How would a blind man know good things?" The villagers agreed with the stranger. One woman shouted, "Bako, keep quiet. You always bring bad news. Allow us to buy our good luck." They pushed Bako out of the way. They rushed to pay the stranger. The young man collected plenty of money, packed his bag, and disappeared quickly before evening. When the people reached their houses, they used the soap to bathe. The sand inside the soap scratched their skin. No money came, no long life came. Instead, rashes covered their bodies. They realized the stranger had tricked them. They were angry, but instead of blaming themselves for not listening to Bako, they said, "Why didn't Bako stop us harder? It is his fault." Human beings. Big trouble happened. Kudi village sat near a big river. The river gave them fish and water, but the river is also dangerous if you do not respect it. It was the middle of the rainy season. Rain was falling every day, non-stop. The river began to swell up. The water turned brown and angry. For 3 nights, Papa Bako could not sleep. He sat on his bed in the dark. Why couldn't he sleep? Because the night was too quiet. Listen, in a village the night is supposed to be noisy. Crickets cry cree, cree, cree. Frogs near the river croak. Night birds hoot. But for 3 nights Bako heard nothing. The crickets stopped. The frogs were silent. The birds had flown to the top of the rocky hills far away. Bako put his ear to the ground. He felt a vibration. The earth was shaking slightly, deep inside, like something big was coming. Bako knew what this meant. The animals knew that danger was coming. The next morning, rain was still falling heavily. Bako struggled, using his stick to find his way to Chief Obi's palace. He was soaked with rain. Chief Obi was inside his palace eating pounded yam with egusi soup. He was enjoying himself. "Chief Obi!" Bako shouted from the door. His voice shook with fear for the first time. "Chief, we must move. Everybody must leave the village right now. We must run to the top of the rocky hills." Chief Obi licked the soup from his fingers. "Bako, what is it again? Why are you shouting like a mad person this morning?"
Chief, the animals have run away for 3 days. The ground is shaking. The river's belly is full and it will soon burst. A big flood is coming that will swallow the whole village. We have to move the children, the women, and the old people." Chief Obi stood up. He was properly angry now. "Enough is enough, Bako. Every time you come with fear. Rain is falling, yes. The river is full, yes. But our village has stood here for 100 years and nothing has ever happened. You want me to tell my people to leave their comfortable houses to sleep on cold rocks because a blind man said so? Get out of my palace. Don't come back with your bad luck." Bako cried, tears mixed with the rain on his face. "Chief, I cannot see with my eyes, but I see death coming. I beg you, listen to wisdom, not to pride." Chief Obi told his guards to throw Bako outside. Bako went back to his small house near the edge of the village, close to the hills. He called the few people who would listen to him, mostly small children and some poor widows. He told them, "Pack what you can carry. Follow me up the hill." They followed him because they trusted his gentle heart.
That night, it was midnight. The rain increased. It sounded like stones falling from the sky. Suddenly, a sound came. Roar! It sounded like 1,000 lions roaring at the same time. The natural dam holding the river up the mountain burst. The water came down like a wall, a big angry wall of brown water. It hit Kudi village. Smash! Houses made of mud crumbled like biscuits. Trees were uprooted. People woke up inside water. Confusion was everywhere, screaming, shouting. Chief Obi woke up when cold water entered his bedroom. He ran and climbed to the top of his palace roof. He looked down. His beautiful village had turned into a river. He saw his people struggling to swim. He saw cows and goats washing away. The water rose high. It almost reached the roof where Chief Obi stood, shivering with cold and fear. Then lightning flashed in the sky. Brah! For that split second of light, Chief Obi looked towards the rocky hills. He saw them. He saw Papa Bako standing tall on the high rock, safe. Around Bako, the children and widows who listened to him were all safe. They were dry. They were alive. The chief's heart broke. The regret hit him harder than the cold water. "He warned me," the chief whispered to himself. "He warned me about the seeds. He warned me about the stranger. He warned me about this water. But I called him a blind fool." Chief Obi realized that night that the only blind person in Kudi village was him, the chief. His pride had covered his eyes.
Morning reached. The water reduced a little. The damage was too much. Many things were spoilt. Some people were badly wounded. When the water went down completely, the survivors came down from the hill and from the rooftops. Chief Obi walked to meet Papa Bako. The chief knelt down in the mud in front of the blind old man. Everybody gathered around, silent. Papa Bako, the chief's voice shook, tears filling his eyes. "Forgive me. My eyes are open, but I was blind. Your eyes are closed, but you see everything. From today, nothing will happen in this village without us asking you first." Papa Bako touched the chief's shoulder. "Stand up, chief. We thank God for life. Let us rebuild our village." From that day, Kudi village changed. They built new houses, stronger ones, higher up the ground. And Papa Bako, he still sat under his mango tree. But now, when he spoke, everybody stopped. Even the birds stopped singing to listen to the wisdom of the man who saw tomorrow. My people, what is the lesson of this story? Wisdom does not have a specific house where it lives. It does not look at faces. Sometimes the person who has the best advice is not the person wearing the biggest clothes or talking the loudest or having two sharp eyes. Sometimes wisdom is inside the mouth of a small child, or a poor widow, or the old blind man under the mango tree. Do not look down on anybody because of their condition. When somebody talks sense to you, listen. Because if you do not listen to wisdom because of pride, you will listen to regret later. And regret, my people, is a very bitter soup to drink. Thank you for listening to my story. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button and subscribe so I can bring more stories to you.